Good afternoon, Bookfighters. It is Lauren on a Saturday. Long story short, I had to take a personal day on Tuesday. I'm sorry I wasn't here, but I'm here now, and that's what matters. So, let's start the video. Last week, I read the Complete Writer's Guide to Heroes and Heroines, 16 Master Archetypes, by Tammy C. Cowden, Carol Lefevre, and Sue Viters. I don't know. I think that's how you pronounce their names. I have no idea. So, this book, I read it because I also have the Bullies, Bastards, and Bitches Guide to Villains, and so my friend for Christmas bought me this one to kind of balance out my collection, and I read it, and overall, I liked it. I thought, the way that they described the archetypes and the kind of characteristics that they gave them were really good, and fairly useful. I haven't written anything since I've read it, but hopefully I'll be able to use some of the stuff that I read in here in the future. The only problem that I had with it was a lot of times they list the book is listed as into they have male and female, the heroes and the heroines, and a lot of times I found most of my female characters, or my main female characters in the things that I write, I found them in the heroes more often than not. I don't know what that is. If anyone's actually read this, and I know at least one person has, my friend Kristen in the comments, who freaked out because I was reading this, let me know if that's happened to you, because, or if you ever feel that way, like if your female characters have more masculine traits, and if your male characters have maybe more female traits, because I think that would be, I don't know, that happened to me, and so I thought that was kind of weird, and thought maybe that they could have not separated them, or done both types for both genders. Like, there was one in the males, and it was like the archaeologist, and I have a female character who's an archaeologist, but the archaeologist was not listed in the female characters, and I was like, why can't females be archaeologists? Why does that happen? And like there was a male, and it was like the professor, and I was like, I have female characters that are professors and everything, and the bad boys and everything, and I don't know, I don't know. And if you have any, they have seductress listed in the heroines, but I have male characters who are more the seductress, I suppose. I don't know what the male counterpart of that would be, but just as far as characteristics go, yeah, but I mean, like I said, the way that they describe them, it was easy for me to kind of replace put the female perspective on the male ones when necessary, but I think it would have been nice if they'd made it a little less gender biased. So, those are my thoughts. I also looked at the pictures mostly, the Doctor Who visual dictionary, which I'm not going to talk a lot about. It's on ThinkGeek. It's listed on ThinkGeek, and if you're a Doctor Who fan, you should definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. Again, I found like one little thing wrong with it. Like, I don't know, it was just one of those weeks. In the information, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you know that the Doctor regenerates, and there have been 11 Doctors to date. And this one, obviously, from the picture on the back, and just from the time period, was made while David Tennant was still the Doctor, which is perfectly fine. And I love David Tennant as the Doctor. But I also really loved 9, Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. And he's not really in this book. For being a visual dictionary, most of the pictures of the Doctor are of David Tennant. And not of Christopher Eccleston or even Matt Smith. And I know that's because this book came out before Matt Smith was the Doctor, so that's excusable, but the lack of pictures of Eccleston, and even the lack of pictures or even mention of the previous 9 Doctors, kind of bothered me, because it is a visual dictionary, and there's one part, and there's an article, or like a little blurb, entitled, there is only one Doctor, and next to it there's a picture of David Tennant, And in my brain I thought, that doesn't seem fair, because yes, there's only one doctor, but he has had 10 different faces. And so to say there's only one doctor and then just put a picture of David Tennant just seems kind of unfair to all the other people that have played the Doctor. But other than that, the information is really good. It's made by BBC, so it's all legit. And it was fun and nerdy, and I liked it. So yeah. This week I'm going to read The Truth of the Matter, or have been reading The Truth of the Matter by Andrew Klavan. It's the third book in the Homelander series. I read the first one and the second one for this project, so bear with me while I read the third one. My friend who I'm reading the series with, whose books these always are, has told me that this one, the issues that I've had in the past with the books, are not so much, not so prevalent in this one. So hopefully, and you know, and as I've been reading it, it seems that way, but we'll see. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. Katie's question. I'm sorry, I was going to answer your question on, you know, on Tuesday or whatever, but then I didn't do my video, and then so I'm going to answer your question now. Your question was, what do we do outside of this internet stuff and like school and work? And the truth is really not much. Most of my extracurricular activities were school-based, and now that I'm not in school anymore, or at least in high school when I had clubs and stuff, I don't really do much of them anymore. So I did a lot of, you know, film stuff, so I guess I'm kind of doing that now. You know, and then of course I write, but as far as, I don't do any kind of sports or, you know, stuff like that. Sarah talked about going thrift store shopping, which is something I do a lot, only because I'm poor, not really because I enjoy it. I enjoy buying things retail, I just can't afford to. So, yeah. So that's my answer. I'm sorry my life is so boring. Yeah. I don't have any questions for any of you. So hopefully this video goes up on Saturday. If not, you know, it'll get uploaded eventually, and I will see Dan on Monday. Fairly well, Bookfighters.